We have a very short story, but I think it's an interesting debate.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not checking the scores of a certain NBA game on a 3-hour flight for a passenger on an in-flight Wi-Fi I paid for? I was on a 3-hour flight on an airplane traveling back home. I didn't have any form of entertainment on me besides my phone, and you had to purchase Wi-Fi to use internet during the flight. It was $8.99 for the whole trip, so I decided to purchase it since I didn't want to be bored the entire trip. There was a passenger sitting next to me. He asked me if I can check the score for a certain NBA game that was happening. Since I paid for the Wi-Fi, I should be able to use it however I want, so I said no. He wouldn't accept no for an answer and said that it's only going to take less than 5 seconds to check the score. I said I don't care. You can buy Wi-Fi yourself if you want to know so badly. Would I be the asshole in the situation?
I don't think that they're the asshole. Like, I get it, but damn, that hurts.
I feel like I actually don't know the answer to this because I feel like both people are fine, but then they both do kind of suck.
Yeah.
But then also, like, why does he suck? It's like one of those things where as a person in society, do you owe other people things?
No, of course you don't. So that's why I'm saying he's not the asshole. He doesn't owe this guy anything. Like, he paid for his own Wi-Fi. Like, he deserves to use it how he wants. But at the same time, like, in society, we all just kind of look out for each other. And if someone asks you to check the score of the game, you check the score of the game. Like, I take the train to work every day. And every now and then, especially in the playoffs last year when the Phillies were in the playoffs, if there would be like a daytime game or like an earlier game or whatever, everyone was watching it on their phones on the train. Everybody. And the conductors obviously can't be on their phones while they're working. So if it's like, you know, a lull or whatever, they'll just like stop next to whoever's seat and be like, oh, what's the score? And just kind of watch over the shoulder. And every person will just like hold up their phone so that the conductor can see it with them. And it's like, no one owes that conductor shit. Like, they all pay for their data. They're all watching. Like, they don't owe him anything. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, oh, I want to know. You want to know. Like, I'll show it to you. Like, it's just like it's more of a common courtesy. No, you don't owe anyone anything, but it's just like a humane courtesy. I don't know.
I almost feel, though, that the guy who was asking is like more entitled and rude.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, okay, you can ask anyone anything, but you can't be mad if they say no, or you can't be mad if you don't get the answer that you want.
Yes.
Because if you get mad after you ask for a favor, then it really wasn't a favor, right? Like,
right. You were like demanding something.
Yeah, it's a demand.
Yeah.
And you're expecting it because you feel entitled and that you are deserving of this thing.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like, you can ask and the guy can say no, and he's entitled enough to say no because it's his thing that he paid for. But if you're going to continue to ask, like, you're just an a-hole. Like, you need to back off. Like, mind your own business after that.
Yeah. It's like, where does the guy who asked get off?
Yeah.
Continuing to ask the person next to him, like, please just check it. Please just check it. Like, no. Yeah. I don't know you. I don't owe you shit.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me.
Maybe he was just like unaware of social cues.
Or he's entitled and he thinks that people just owe him things just because they have things.
Yeah.
It's like, what would be the difference between like asking him that and, well, I don't know. I was going to say like, and asking him to borrow money to like buy a drink. Because it's a matter of money. Like, the guy didn't want to spend $9 to figure it out.
For someone else.
Yeah. And like, I get that it would only take this like really short amount of time, but it's like, I don't know.
He could offer him like $1. He could be like, I don't want to pay for the full in-flight Wi-Fi, but $1 for a minute of your time to look up the game score.
Yeah, the return on that investment is pretty good, too.
I would do that. Like, if I was on a flight and like the Eagles were in the playoffs and I needed to know the Eagles score because it was like a 6-hour flight or something, I would be like, here's $1. I know you only paid $9.
Yeah.
Whatever. No, I can't wait until we land type of thing. Like, he could definitely do that. But if it hit the point where they were still like, no, then just look it up yourself.
I also think the guy, like, yes, it is just like a quick common courtesy, but also I don't know if he's an asshole and I don't know if he sucks for not doing it.
No, he doesn't.
The overall vote on this was everyone sucks. But
yes, I feel that. Everyone sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. One time I was on a beach and I had just gotten my iPhone. I was a teenager. It was at the point where not everyone had an iPhone yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my phone on the beach and my two friends were next to me, but they didn't have iPhones. This woman turned to me and was like, can I borrow your phone for a second? And she specifically asked me and not the other two. Even though one of them had like a BlackBerry, one of them had, I don't remember, like they all had normal phones, but just wasn't an iPhone. And I was like, why? And she's like, I need to call someone. And I was like, okay. And it was like so weird. But as a like 17-year-old, I just like said yes. And she was a like normal looking woman. And I literally felt weird saying no and like standing up for myself, even though I didn't want to give this woman my phone.
Yeah.
And looking back, I'm like, I wish I had a little more. I mean, I was a child, but I wish I had a little more confidence to be like, no, I don't want to hand you my phone. Like, I don't know you. Yeah. If you want to call someone, like, I'll hold the phone here and you can talk to them, but I'm not going to hand you my phone.
Yeah.
So I handed her my phone. And she did not call someone, but she was like typing something on it. And then when she handed it back to me, the Safari app was open and Twitter was open.
What?
Twitter. She just like borrowed my phone to go on Twitter, and she like she lied to me about it. She told me she had to call someone.
What a weirdo.
So weird. And I was like, why? You just really needed to and she was like, she was with 2 little kids. So I'm like, you really just needed to go on Twitter that badly just now?
What a weirdo.
It was so bizarre. But I feel like it's kind of similar to this. Because it's like, yeah, the guy next to him wasn't asking him to like, oh, can you...
No, what
like,
you just said is weirder
it's weird,
than this
right?
story.
Okay.
Like
looking back, I'm like, I fucking wish I stood up for myself because what a weirdo.
Oh, and then I wish, like, if you hadn't stood up for yourself, when you got it back, you were like, what the frick is
no,
this?
me and my friends looked at it. I was like showing them my phone, and we were all like laughing at her. Yeah, and she probably heard us because she was sitting right next to us on the beach. I actually hate when people lie. And I feel like people who have like big asks like this, or I mean, not that like, borrowing someone's phone is kind of a big ask. Like
personal property.
A stranger, just to do something that is like a privilege to you. Like so unnecessary. If she had to call someone because there was actually like an emergency or a need, that's different. Yeah, I'll do the common courtesy. But like just to tweet something like, oh, enjoying the beach with my like little kids, like that's fucking weird and unnecessary, and that's a privilege, not like, I don't know, a favor or like a common courtesy. That's literally a privilege. But that's whatever.
Weird.
So
that's way more weird than just wanting to know the score of a game and being like an obnoxious like person who nags the guy next to you.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not like he was like, hey buddy, can I borrow your phone to make a quick call? Like I really got to contact someone on land. Yeah. And then looked up the score and then gave the phone back.
Like making up no, but like I kind of respect the guy more, or not kind of, I do respect the guy on the plane more, because when people have these asks but then they lie about it, I just lose all respect for you. Like if this girl was like, yo, I know this is weird, but like I really want to tweet about my kids right now because my ex-husband, like I want to make him jealous, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Or like if she was like, I've been really active on Twitter recently and like I want to keep it going, I know this is weird, it doesn't make sense to you, but like, and I know it's a huge ask, do you mind if I do it? Or you can do it from your own phone and like I'll tell you the login. Like be honest with me and I'll be more on your side. Yeah. But I hate when people lie and they like beat around the bush. Like, you know the situation I'm talking about. There was like a time in our past where our one friend was asking this like huge favor from us, and they like disguised it as like, oh, do you want to hang out on Friday? Yeah. And then I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, well, actually, like I wanted X, Y, and Z from you and you're going to get absolutely no benefit. And I was like, if you came to me straight up and was like, look, I need a favor from you. Yeah. And I feel bad asking. Yeah. But is there any way you could do this? Yeah. I might still be annoyed that you're asking, but I'd have more respect for you if you just told me to my face your true intentions. Yeah. But as soon as you lie and like try to beat around the bush to get what you want, I'm like, you're a fool and you're weird. Yeah. And this is your fault, not mine. Mm-hmm. So the guy on the plane, it's like, I guess those situations are more intense than just asking for a score, but like, I don't know. I don't think he's like weird for asking. I think he's weird for demanding once the guy said no.
Yeah, for pestering. He's definitely weird for pestering.
Yeah. Oh my God, ew. Now I'm just thinking about that woman that used my phone. But it was like so normal. Like she just gave it back to me. But I'm like, you really didn't think to close out the app?
Or pretend you made a phone call.
Yeah.
Free.
And it was funny. Like I remember it so vividly. I remember what beach we were on, like exactly where we were sitting. And she like paused before. I was like, why? Like in the way that a 17-year-old like little awkward person would say why. And then she's like, I need to call someone.
I would have been like, no.
Would have been like, who is it? What's your relationship with the person you're calling, and why are you calling them?
What's the area code?
Yeah. I was just like, God. I feel like part of me also knew that she wasn't going to call someone, but I just was like, I mean, I could tell she was lying.
Oh.
Like the way that she said it, but no, I should have just stood up for myself and been like, no, I'm not going to give you, a weirdo on the beach, my phone.
Oh, hindsight is 20/20.